This chapter comes from the book Understanding Money, a research-based work where the authors share their insights openly, at no cost to you. These ideas are shaped by years spent inside the financial services industry and by graduate-level study at reputed universities, including Ivy League institutions.
All right, let's talk about something huge, money. We all use it, we all chase it, but what if I told you the way we all think about it is just wrong? In this explainer, we're going to completely flip the script on how you see every single dollar in your wallet. Okay, let me start with a question I bet you've asked yourself. Ever had that feeling, you get a pay raise, but you don't actually feel any richer? Your savings account is going up, but somehow life just keeps getting more expensive. It's this weird, frustrating feeling, right? Well, guess what? It is not just in your head. There's a very real reason your money's power feels like it's shrinking.
The root of that frustration, it comes from this idea we've all been taught our entire lives, maybe without even realizing it, that a dollar bill is value. We treat it like the thing itself. We save it, we protect it, we see it as the end goal. But as we're about to see, that simple, intuitive idea, it's fundamentally flawed. So if money isn't value, then what on earth is it? Well, let me offer you a totally new way to think about it. Imagine your money isn't the prize itself, but it's more like the ticket you need to claim the prize. It's not the destination, it's the permission slip that lets you get there. Think of it like this. Over on one side, you have real value. We're talking about things that take actual work, real resources to create. Food, houses, energy, someone's skills. And on the other side, you've got the claim. That's your money. And here's the key takeaway. Money is just the tool we all use to get a piece of that real value. Money doesn't create anything. It just distributes what's already been created. This is the perfect analogy. It's like a movie ticket. You would never, ever confuse the paper ticket with the actual movie, right? Of course not. The ticket is just a piece of paper that gives you the right, the permission to go sit in the theater and watch the film. Money works the exact same way. It's not the house. It's the permission slip that lets you claim the house from the people who built it. Okay, so if money is just a claim slip, what happens when the number of slips gets totally out of whack with the amount of real stuff that's actually available? This is where things get really interesting. Let's break it down with a super simple story I'm calling the lunch coupon problem. I promise this is gonna make the whole idea of inflation click like never before. Okay, picture a school cafeteria. In step 1, everything is perfect. The kitchen makes 100 lunches, and the school issues exactly 100 lunch coupons. 1 coupon, 1 lunch. The system is perfectly balanced. But then, things go wrong. In step 2, the school office gets a new printing press, and they go a little crazy, printing out 150 coupons. The problem is, the kitchen can still only make 100 lunches, and the results? It's chaos. Suddenly you have way more claims, more coupons than actual lunches. Every single coupon has just lost some of its power. And you can see the problem right here on this chart. The amount of real goods, our 100 lunches, it's stayed flat. But the money claims, the coupons, have shot way, way up. When the number of claims grows faster than the real stuff, the value of every single one of those claims has to drop. It's just simple math. And that, my friends, is the real heart of inflation.
Okay, so let's pull this out of the school cafeteria and bring it right back to your wallet. What does it actually mean for you when your permission slips, your dollars, start to get weaker? How does this imbalance between claims and reality actually feel in your day-to-day life? So this gives us a much better definition of inflation, right? We're always told it's when prices go up, but that's just the symptom. The real disease, the root cause, is what we see here. There are just too many claims, too much money chasing after not enough real things. Prices don't just magically float up, they're forced up because the value of each individual dollar is going down. And this has very real-world consequences. This is that feeling we talked about right at the beginning. It's that feeling when you get a 3% raise, but your rent and your groceries and your gas go up by 6%. You're actually falling behind. It's the slow, painful realization that your hard-earned savings buy a little bit less every single year. And over time, this can make the whole system feel, well, rigged. It starts to break down the trust that holds everything together.
So think about what saving money really means now. You're not actually storing value, like putting gold in a vault. You're storing a claim on future value. You're stockpiling permission slips for later. But what happens if, while your slips are sitting in a drawer, the government just prints a ton more?
Suddenly, your carefully saved stack isn't nearly as powerful. This is exactly what people mean when they say inflation eats your savings. By grasping this one simple idea, money as a claim, not as value, you've basically just put on a new pair of glasses. It's a lens that lets you see past all the confusing headlines and understand the financial world on a much, much deeper and more intuitive level. So, if you walk away with just one single thing from all this, let it be this. This is the fundamental truth. Money is a distribution system. It's a technology we invented for deciding who gets what. It is not, and it has never been, a permanent container for wealth. And honestly, that is so empowering. Because once you truly get this, everything else, inflation, interest rates, government spending, it all starts to make so much more sense. You've just unlocked the foundational concept that underpins pretty much all of modern economics. So we'll leave you with this final and maybe the most critical question. If our money is just a system of permission slips, and the sheer number of those slips determines how powerful each one is, who's in charge of the printing press? Who gets to decide how many new claims get created and when? Now that's a question worth thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.